All right, and we are live at the 2020 DLH Inspire Awards. I'm Tonya Wallace, founder of Donate Life Hollywood, or DLH, a program of the OneLegacy Foundation, and I'm here to welcome you to this special evening. Tonight, we are going to celebrate the very best recent organ donation and transplant storylines on television, film, and documentaries. The DLH real-life experts will serve as presenters this evening, tying their powerful personal stories to the storylines of our 2020 DLH Inspire Award winners. Then we'll hear from the winners themselves, the creators, writers, producers, and directors who have told our stories of hope, transformation, and love with care and creativity. The 2020 DLH Inspire Awards is brought to you tonight by our DLH partners. These are organ, eye, and tissue donation and transplant organizations from across the country who contribute to the DLH campaign. Hollywood has a huge impact on the public's perception of organ donation, so DLH is building partnerships with the entertainment industry to save lives. Part of our goal is to eliminate the fears and myths that television creates and that stop people from signing up to be a donor. So this year, DLH launched a unique initiative to help transform storytelling, the DLH Storytellers PSA Challenge for teens ages 13 through 19 to creatively debunk a myth related to organ donation in a 1-minute video. Tonight, we are going to premiere the first, second, and third place PSAs chosen by our panel of Hollywood judges. The first place winner has joined us tonight as part of the Inspire winners. So let's begin the 2020 DLH Inspire Awards by watching our third place DLH Storyteller PSA by Will Licurdo, who is currently attending NYU Tisch School of the Arts. He debunked key organ donation myths with the help of several pups.
True or false? If they see I'm a donor at the hospital, they won't try to save my life. The doctor's priority is to save your life. Organ donation isn't possible until all life-saving methods have failed. Almost 114,000 people in the United States alone are currently on the waiting list for a life-saving organ transplant. Another name is added to the national transplant list every 10 minutes, and on average, 20 people die from the lack of available organs every day. Rich or famous people on the waiting list get organs faster. A national computer system matches donated organs to recipients. The matching criteria includes blood type, time spent waiting, how sick the person is, and geographic location. Race, income, and fame are never considered. People in the LGBTQ community can't donate. There is no policy or federal regulation that excludes a member of the LGBTQ community from donating an organ. What matters is the health of the organs. And remember, souls go to heaven, organs don't.
So next we have our Joe Lafferty here to present Burden of Genius.
Tonight is a special night for many reasons. First of which is my mother's birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. I love you, and I owe you my life, and not just that first time. I'm Joe Lafferty, and I'm here to present the first 2020 DLH Inspire Award to the documentary Burden of Genius. In the early 1980s, two people were discovering the growing hospital community in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. One was a transplant surgeon, and another was a boy, 8 years old, with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. See, the steel mills had left Pittsburgh that were once world-renowned, and the region needed a new visionary with a new kind of genius to change the world again. But who would be the next Andrew Carnegie? The man who would transform Pittsburgh and the world would be Dr. Thomas E Starzel, and Burden of Genius is his incredible story. Dr. Starzel's vision and fearless drive challenged the status quo, transformed transplantation, and changed the surgery to what it is today, a true second chance at life. He also helped create the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center, or UPMC, which is now world-renowned. Many of today's top transplant surgeons from across the country trained under Tom. And that 8-year-old boy, he beat cancer. He went on to play college football as an insulin-dependent diabetic. UPMC helped him beat back vision loss, a pulmonary embolism, organ failure, open heart surgery, and 7 minutes of death. In 2010, that boy, now a man, had a double organ transplant at the Thomas E Starzel Clinic. I am that man, and I owe my life to God, my 16-year-old donor, my family, and Dr. Thomas Starzel. Tonight, we honor the visionary creators, the directing and producing team of Burden of Genius, Chartis Credenz, Laura Davis, and Carl Kurlander. As you can see, I'm deeply moved now to show you a clip from Burden of Genius.
Stormy Jones came with her mom and dad from Texas, and there aren't a lot of little kids who were as cute as Stormy, and she was an articulate kid and would tell you how she felt.
I knew that we could cure the disease by putting a liver from somebody who had normal cholesterol, that Stormy would be cured, and she was.
Stormy Jones is in critical but stable condition tonight following her historic surgery, which her mother says was her daughter's last chance at life.
But I'm happy with the results. She looks good.
Now he had the opportunity to show that by changing this liver with another liver at the same time of the heart, that they would correct the cholesterol defect. And within days, her cholesterol level went from the 600, 800 range down to normal.
Good heartbeat.
From a scientific point of view, Stormy Jones was about as informative as any transplant case in all of history. So she was a very important child from that case. But from a personal case, she was quite important also.
Not so long ago, it might have been called a miracle. 6-year-old Stormy Jones today made her first public appearance since undergoing the world's first heart and liver transplant last month in Pittsburgh's Children's Hospital. One encouraging vital sign, her mother said Stormy is eating hot dogs, pizza, and tacos.
Allow me to introduce the genius creators of this amazing documentary, Chartis Credenz, Laura Davis, and Carl Kurlander.
Thank you so much, Joe. Just to speak briefly, when we first approached Dr. Starzel about telling his story, it was one of the most remarkable ones we'd ever heard, and he immediately said, absolutely not. He refused to have a movie made of his life because he felt it was too complicated for people to understand, and he was worried it wouldn't be told right. And eventually we convinced him because we thought if we can tell his story, we could inspire so many others. And thank goodness he eventually relented, and we were able to spend some time with him. When Dr. Starzel was growing up, the idea of transplanting an organ from one person to another was literally science fiction. And in his lifetime, he made that science fiction a reality that saved countless lives and really has changed modern medicine. The strange thing is, as we took the movie around the world, and it's still showing around the world, the first couple screenings, people came up to us and we didn't know what was going on. And then people would say, I'm changing my organ donation status because I was so moved by this movie, which is of course why we're here tonight. So we just want to thank everyone for the Inspire Award, and I'd like to turn it off over to Laura Davis and Chartis Credenz, who really sat with Dr. Starzel, and they'll tell you a little bit about the making of the movie. But thank you so much for really using Dr. Starzel's story to inspire others. Thanks. Are you there, Laura? There you go.
Yes, we've been muted by the host. We can't get the
My
video.
wife tries to do that to me all the time. You might want to put your
Oh, wait, start our video. I think now we can. All right. Thank you, Carl. And thank you, Tonya and Donate Life Hollywood, for recognizing Burden of Genius, and also, of course, for the important work you do in bringing awareness to the public of the importance of being a donor. I also want to recognize our fellow filmmakers, all of whom I'm meeting for the first time right now, for using your storytelling skills to engage viewers and help them understand that transplantation saves lives. I was privileged to spend many hours over a period of around 2.5 years with Dr. Starzel, who, as has been stated, is widely recognized as the father of transplantation. And I'm grateful that he gave us carte blanche. He did not want a hagiography. He was the smartest, most inspiring, and most complicated person I've ever met. In other words, he was the ultimate gift to a team of filmmakers.
Absolutely. And speaking of gifts, it was a little gem that was dropped in our lap. It was a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. You know, every film in so many ways is an adventure, and you find your way through it. And we did over 70 hours of interviews, most of which Laura conducted. And then it was really about trying to whittle it down to a 90-minute film that it was going to be watchable. And you really get to know people by seeing things over and over again, which is you know, you really get steeped into the material. So one of the wonderful things about filmmaking is you really, you know, you are learning something about something that you know nothing about. And at the end of it, you feel like you're some sort of an expert. But this was really about Dr. Thomas Starzel. And he really, really changed landscapes. And it was a real privilege to make the film. And thank you so much to Donate Life Hollywood for this award.
Thank you so much. I'm very grateful for Dr. Starzel. Because of his determination and medical innovations, I am alive today. My name is Fallon Kiefer. I am honored to present the DLH Inspire Award to New Amsterdam's Season 1, Episode 7, Domino Effect. This episode beautifully captures the roller coaster ride of emotions surrounding organ transplantation, the life-saving ripple effect of a domino transplant chain, and the power of kindness. I deeply connected with this show, and it brought back many memories. Since the age of 5, I've been battling chronic illnesses, including a genetic kidney disease with no cure. At 18, I spent a year in the hospital when both kidneys were removed. I was on dialysis, had 70 blood transfusions, and thankfully received a kidney transplant from a living donor. Years later, the same genetic disease led to me needing a second transplant, this time a liver. I've faced my own mortality, hung on to hope of the kindness of others to give me a second chance, and witnessed the devastating impact my health challenges have had on my loved ones who desperately wanted to help me. It was their love, being grounded in gratitude and resilience, that gave me the will to survive. I have fought hard to be here today and remain alive, enduring 30 surgeries with over 60 inches of scars, and traveled 3/4 of the way across the country to receive a new liver. New Amsterdam refers to the transplant surgeries as Domino Day. That is what a transplant surgery is, a miraculous day. However, being a transplant recipient is a lifelong journey. When watching the show, I was filled with such joy, envisioning the incredible life ahead for the characters. As an 18-year kidney and 2-year liver transplant survivor, I know how restorative transplantation is, not only for the recipient, but for every life the recipient touches. My life has been doubled because of the donors' selfless gifts that they've given me, affording me the opportunity to live life to the fullest. Tonight, we are thrilled to honor New Amsterdam's episode, Domino Effect, with the DLH Inspire Award. Thank you for creating a storyline that positively portrays organ donation and transplantation, for capturing how kind humanity can be, for showing how caring doctors are, and highlighting the importance of advancements in modern medicine. This episode not only shares an authentic organ donation story, but one filled with hope and love that we can all connect to. Now let's all enjoy a clip from New Amsterdam's Domino Effect.
We have 6 patients receiving partial liver transplants today and 6 living donors from 3 states. Our first donor surgery will be Tonya Mayer. She just arrived at JFK. Dr. Kapoor, you are running point on her. Except Tonya isn't a match for her brother Matthew, so a lobe of her liver will be going to Amina Ali.
My patient. Amina is the anchor patient. Her HLA factors were difficult to match. It's why it took so long to find her a donor.
Each of our recipients couldn't find a donor match within their own family, so their families agreed to donate to someone else who would be a match for them. Amina's husband, Tarek, will donate to Francis Potter. His mother, Lily Potter, will then donate to Beck Newman. Omar Khan in Newark will donate to Lisa Verdad here at New Amsterdam. Mina Verdad donating to Gil Hess. And last but not least, to close the loop, Peter Stern in Pittsburgh will donate to our very own Matthew Levy.
It's like Hands Across America, but with livers. Yeah, I'll be here all week, Newark. Thank you.
It is my privilege to introduce the creator of New Amsterdam, David Schulner, and the writer of the DLH Inspire Award-winning storyline, Shireen Razak.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Fallon. Hopefully you can hear me. I want to say thank you so much to Donate Life Hollywood for this award. It means so much to me and to our entire show. Our illustrious leader, David Schulner, asked me to speak for us. DLH has been such an amazing partner in telling stories about organ donation and transplants. I want to especially thank Tonya Wallace because you've been a phenomenal resource and so very helpful in connecting us with the donation community. What our illustrious leader won't tell you, David Schulner is one of the greatest champions for the stories that we tell on New Amsterdam, and this one was no different. We are very blessed to be able to tell stories that meld healthcare issues with societal issues. It's an incredibly rewarding job. And NBC and UTV, our studio, has been amazing, and just I'm so grateful that they allow us and encourage us to tell these important stories. And our truly phenomenal writing staff, I'm grateful every day that I get to work with these talented people. This episode, The Domino Effect, is very near and dear to my heart because my mom is a liver transplant recipient, and that gift of life allowed us to have 10 more years with her, 10 years that we wouldn't have had if her donor family hadn't said yes to organ donation. So to all the donor families out there, you are such a gift, and thank you for giving life and in your time of grief. I think also I'd be remiss if I didn't say thank you. I think all of us would like to thank at this time right now the essential workers and the healthcare workers out there on the front lines that are doing the amazing work that they're doing, keeping us safe, keeping us healthy, keeping us fed. At a time when life is so very fragile and so very precious. And when we know that healthcare is about to be under attack again, I hope that this episode inspires us to come together and recognize that healthcare is not a privilege. It is very much a right. It's actually very much a human right, and we need to preserve that. So thank you, DLH, for everything that you do. Thank you for this award. Thank you for the honor of being here.
Congratulations, and thank you for your words. Hi, my name is Michael Kudger, and I had the distinct privilege of introducing the next DLH Inspire Award winner, Two Hearts. This beautiful major motion picture is about love, generosity, and a deep appreciation for life. all wrapped around a romantic plot. And who doesn't love a good romantic movie, right? This film is about a young man who's in the prime of his life and another man who's battling a lifelong disease. It follows their lives as they fall in love, and we see how those lives intertwine. This film is full of compassion, understanding, and gratitude, feelings that I can relate to since receiving my heart transplant 29 years ago. See, at the age of 13, I suddenly became very ill, and I was told that I needed a heart transplant. Doctors only gave me 2 weeks to live. 2 weeks. Imagine just entering your teenage years with life stretched before you and being told that you only had 2 weeks to live. I thought of all the things I wanted to accomplish, all of the memories I wanted to make. It felt like the clock was slowly ticking down the hours of my life. Then I got the call, which makes me one of the lucky ones. I am one of the fortunate transplant recipients who has the opportunity to share my deep appreciation for a second chance at life. Although I may not know my donor, there is still an unforgettable bond we share. Their selfless wish to continue life beyond their own and provide me with the opportunity to explore my dreams, find the love of my life, and most importantly, to be a father. Words cannot express the appreciation of a transplant recipient, but through the thoughtful lens of two hearts, we get the powerful glimpse of gratitude. So be sure to grab your Kleenex when you go to see Two Hearts in a theater near you, starting on October 16th. And you are not going to want to miss this incredible film. Let's see a sneak preview of Two Hearts.
My name is Jorge, and I guess I'm the real Jorge.
When you know that this man was told that he wouldn't live to 12, and then that he wouldn't live to 22, and then that for sure he would die at 40, and he still kept going. What an incredible amount of drive and heart.
We're being given this opportunity now to tell this story.
What's her name? It's the future Mrs. Jorge Oliva.
You see the strength of a woman supporting her husband through something so difficult, and I think she really is an anchor to life and keeps him alive.
If you don't fight for yourself, fight for me.
When things don't work out, there's always a reason. You just might not see it in the moment.
Chris Gregory is this ball of energy and fun and light. I'm sorry. I think it was the happiness of him that made me want to really dig in and bring it out.
There's something so beautiful about telling a story about love and about hope, and I think in the world we need more of that.
It's about faith that there's a purpose to our life and that our family is very important.
It's a fun and heartwarming journey you're going to take. I'm very proud of it.
This is one of those stories that lifts you up and makes you remember that there's more to life than you see in front of you.
I think it's about love, but love in a grander sense. That is like probably the most important thing in the whole world.
It's my pleasure to introduce Robin Ruxin and Veronica Hool.
Hi. Got the sun coming in behind me. First of all, I want to thank Donate Life very much for this award. It's really such a pleasure. When Lance Hool and Silverline Pictures approached me to work on the film, I was thrilled to be part of a film that highlighted the necessity and affirming mission of organ donation. It was a story about something important. But when I met the families involved, it became much more than that. A poignant human story of renewed life and possibility centered on some very special people. It was an honor to get to know and share the experience of these two remarkable families who came to find and love each other in the wake of their shared experience. Their profound generosity, courage, and belief in each other was an inspiration for a movie that is ultimately a celebration of life and friendship, even in its most still difficult moments. Although they were from completely different backgrounds and parts of the world, this journey brought them together as one family, literally connected by the brave decision made by a young man whose choice gave new and unexpected meaning to their own lives. It's a true story which we, as the writers of this film, hope will prove an inspiration to audiences for years to come. It wasn't an easy film to write, and I'm grateful to Veronica Houle, my co-writer, for helping take the script to an even more moving and powerful level. Veronica?
Thank you, Robin. And thank you, Michael, for, can you hear me? Yeah, okay. And thank you, Michael, for such a lovely introduction. And thank you so much, Donate Life Hollywood, for this amazing award and recognizing our film. I am forever humbled and grateful to have been involved in the writing and producing of Two Hearts. It has been an incredibly meaningful journey for me, one that has given me an opportunity to dive deeper into some of life's big truths. We all have hopes and we all have dreams and we all have ideas of how we think that our life should play out, when in reality we have very little control and we don't know what's going to happen and who's going to come into our lives or what challenges we're going to face. So what matters most is how we choose to live the life that we're given. One of my favorite lines from the movie is, "Life is happening for you, not to you." So life's challenges are our opportunities. And this project was a beautiful challenge. As Robin said, it wasn't easy to write, but it was definitely a story that we knew we needed to tell. And it was difficult because on one hand, we were invited into the real and intimate lives of these two families. And with that comes a huge responsibility to hold their story in with the care and the respect that they deserve. And then on the other hand, we really wanted to tell their story in a way that would engage a wider audience and get complete strangers to relate and to feel for them and feel that emotional ride, those ups and those downs, those successes and those failures, and the devastation and the inspiration. So the best way that I knew how to do that, the only way that I knew, was to make it personal to me. And so I, worked on stepping into each shoes of each character and asking myself, what if this was me? What if this was the reality that was unfolding before me? And it's amazing now to be sitting here with you and to think back to those moments where I was alone in the middle of the night in my pajamas, crying with the computer and the characters, or laughing and swooning over something so romantic. It's all we could ask for that people are now seeing this movie and getting a chance to have their own cathartic emotional reactions and journeys, and that they're all coming to the same conclusion that life is a gift and we're all connected. So I just want to say thank you to Jorge and Leslie and the Gregorys, who entrusted us with their story, and also to my family, who I was so lucky to work with on this film, especially my uncle Conrad Houle and my dad Lance Houle, who directed, and I was right by his side every day from the start until the end, and it was an amazing experience. So thank you, and thank you all so much.
I have to say that I had an opportunity to sneak peek Two Hearts and cried through the entire thing. I'm so excited that it's going to be in theaters October 16th. And then starting on the 17th, the movie really is taking the opportunity to spread the awareness about organ donation. And so through partnerships with DLH as well as Donate Life America, they really will be encouraging people to register as organ, eye, and tissue donors. So it's just another example of how Hollywood really is working to save lives. So thank you guys. Now let's watch the highly creative second place, DLH Storyteller PSA. This one is by Kenneth Camille, and she is a student at Mission Vista High School in Oceanside, California. Enjoy the PSA.
Hollywood tends to perpetuate myths about organ donation. Here are some you may have. Myth number 1. I have a medical condition, so I can't be a donor. Well, the truth is, anyone regardless of age or medical history can be a donor. The transplant team determines if donation is possible at an individual's time of death. Myth number 2. My family won't be able to have an open casket funeral if I am a donor. Well, the truth is, the body is treated with care through the entire process, so open casket funerals are possible for donors of eye, tissue, and organs. Myth number 3. My religion doesn't support organ donation. Well, the truth is, most major religions in the U.S. support organ donation and see it as a last act of generosity. With those myths debunked, I hope you're ready to save lives.
I love seeing the creativity of young people in the DLH Storyteller PSAs. And now it's time for Christmas in October. Hi, I'm Judge Derek Mosley coming to you tonight from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I am a blessed kidney recipient and received my kidney from a living donor who you will meet soon. Tonight, I'm here to award Middleton Christmas. Like Two Hearts, this film isn't out yet, but you will be able to see it soon, and this time from the comfort of your own home. In the small town of Middleton, a lively and vivacious senior, Samantha, plans a holiday concert to save the school where her mother is dean. New to the school father and son, Johnny, the maintenance man, and his quiet son, Max, plan to help. In the midst of this heartwarming tale comes a twist. And on October 28th, you can download Middleton Christmas on iTunes to see how the story gets resolved. I promise you will be inspired and filled with Christmas spirit. Then on October 29th, Middleton Christmas and DLH will host a Zoom panel discussion featuring the stars of the film, and you are all invited. But wait, there's more. With every download of Middleton Christmas, a portion of the proceeds will go to DLH, helping fund this national initiative that works with Hollywood to save lives. While I won't say much about the storyline, I will say more about what it feels like when someone decides to save your life. When my good friend and colleague on the bench, Joanne, offered me her kidney, she showed me the real meaning of service to others. Living life to the fullest, feeling healthy, continuing my work as a judge, and being with you here tonight are all because of Joanne. Every Christmas since Joanne's gift has been a little sweeter. Joanne's brand of love changed me. And love like that could change our world. Download Middleton Christmas on iTunes October 28th to help share the love and make the world a better place. Now, let's see a clip from Middleton Christmas.
Excuse me, has anybody seen my daughter? No.
Miss D'Angelo.
Please call me Alana.
My son, Max.
Hi, Max.
Your daughter, does she take after you?
In some ways, except when she's digging in her heels. Then I can't help but see my late husband's stubbornness coming through. She's a senior, so she and your son will be in the...
I'm really happy that Max will be able to attend your school tuition free.
Well, as you know, we're looking for a maintenance person. So this is you. Oh, boy.
This is perfect.
Hi.
Hey, babe. You took shop?
Yes, I took shop.
What's your name, by the way?
Max.
I'm Sam.
Everyone knows who you are.
Welcome to Middleton Prep, Mr. Turner.
Johnny.
Johnny.
Hey, man, don't How'd you go to Middleton Prep?
It's a new transfer kid.
So wow, a true blue Middleton Prep crusader. What's next for you, man? Harvard, Yale?
Maybe take over for his dad's head of maintenance.
Some people have to work for a living.
You want to say that a little louder?
You've been promising me you're going to help me put together a routine for the performance, and this, my dear, is your very last chance.
Well, you're supposed to be with me. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Samantha?
With us tonight to accept the DLH Inspire Award are the writing, producing, and directing team of Middleton Christmas: Suzanne DeLaurentis, Dale Fabregar, Leilani Turner, and Trisha Arand.
Hi, we'd certainly like to thank DHO for this lovely award and honor. It was so enlightening for us to work on a project like this. We also had a wonderful cast, our crew. I'd like to thank my other producers, Leilani Turner, Ronnie Watson, Peter Nelson, and such a great team. And a big thank you to Trisha for a great script, Dale Fabregar for his directing, and a special thanks to Matthew Payne from Glendale Adventist School that allowed us to shoot there and at the hospital as well. Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be part of this organization.
And I just want to thank our incredible cast and crew, and just want to thank our amazing, director, Dale Fabregar. And I really especially want to thank Suzanne DeLaurentis for giving me this incredible opportunity. Thanks, Suzanne.
As the writer of Middleton Christmas, it was such a privilege for me to get to research and to get to share the stories of young people who choose to donate life. And we're so thankful to Donate Life Hollywood for this honor.
Absolutely.
Hey, thank you so much, Donate Life Hollywood. This is totally cool. It's really special, and it's an honor to be a part of tonight's celebration of creativity, giving, and living. This is for everybody who made this film possible, and our incredible cast and crew: Eileen Davidson, Michael Pere, Kennedy Tucker, Michael V. Trevor Steins, and of course Cheyenne, everybody, my writer, Trisha, producers, everybody that really brought this film to life, and a special shout out to someone special to me too, who shared her story, a living donor, Amy, who's out there, who shared her story with me, who gave me the personal connection to this story to make the movie. It's all because of you guys that made it come to life, and it's really special. Thank you so much. Last thing is, I think for those who haven't thought of or are still thinking of being a donor, I would encourage you to go to the DMV, check that box, get that pink dot, and be an organ donor, because it possibly could save someone's life. Thank you so much, DLH.
Thank you,
DLH. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hollywood, for creating another space to share our stories. My name is Rochelle Obuji, and I'm here to present the DLH Inspire Award to a movie called A Question of Faith. That showed a powerful message of faith, hope, and resilience, and how they all play a role in the organ donation process. A Question of Faith was aired on the Lifetime Network this year on Easter Sunday, and it was beautifully written by Ty Mans, depicting 3 families intersecting at a moment of tragedy. As you watch, you begin to think that there is no way forward where these people can find peace. That place of tragedy is very familiar to me, 1 as a chaplain and 2 personally. 14 years ago, my life was altered forever in a single night. We had family from England visiting, and my husband and I wanted to take them out to a movie. We asked our 2 babysitters to come over so we can have a night out. And at the time, I was a busy mom with 3 daughters under the age of 6, so a night out was rare. While away from my babies, there was a house fire, and instantly we lost our 6-year-old daughter, Imose, and our 2-year-old daughter, Chica. In the hospital, I learned my 14-month-old daughter, Anya, was no longer responding. She was brain dead. My family was in that place of tragedy. I needed to find a way forward to find peace. I am a woman of faith, so I searched my soul and got really quiet, and so I asked God to help me. I clearly heard God say, allow Anya to live on and save others' lives. The organ procurement organization Life Bank offered the option of organ donation, and we decided to donate her organs. She went on to save 2 other children's lives with 4 life-saving organs. On my worst day, she became someone else's greatest miracle. In A Question of Faith, Ty captures this moment when you think all hope is lost, but God can carry us through. The 3 families in this movie all come to a similar place. What pulls them through is love and faith. What I've learned over the years is that being a donor mom is almost as important as being a woman of faith. The 2 go hand in hand. I find peace in knowing that part of Anya lives on helping someone else. Tonight, we honor Ty Mans, the writer of A Question of Faith, for showing us that love is the engine that drives the organ donation process, and that faith is how you find peace in a place of tragedy. Now, enjoy this clip from A Question of Faith.
What happens when a member loses someone and they need God's word to bring them comfort? Who's going to give it to them? You? Do you still believe in your Lord and Savior? Will you stop questioning your faith and ask Him for forgiveness?
David, we made a God. That means we made a commitment.
All of the answers to our good fortunes and our suffering can be found right there in His Word.
Now let's hear from DLH Inspire Award winner, Ty Mans.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Rochelle. Wow, I had this really great speech I had been thinking about all day, but you know, Rochelle, after hearing your story, you have just reaffirmed to me and confirmed to me why I do what I do. I'm so sorry for your loss, and your courage is so inspiring that you should be receiving this award, not me tonight. I want to thank Donate Life Hollywood for the award. I want to thank the Inspire Award people, all the crew that's put this incredible show together. I have been jumping through hoops today. I didn't think I was going to make it. I had to fly to Houston. We had to beg to get on a flight. The flight's delayed. But anyway, I made it, and my award made it. So I'm super happy about that. And yeah, I just want to say, after listening to Rochelle's story, that I wrote A Question of Faith after listening to a story about a gentleman who had lost his daughter. And his daughter, he felt his daughter could have survived if she received an organ in time. So I went back and I just kept thinking about that gentleman's story, and I just couldn't escape the thought. So I sit down and I penned A Question of Faith. Thanks to God and Him leading me the way, we came up with this story. And I'm so happy that the story is still connecting with people. I'm so happy that the story helped people and gave people the faith that they needed to get through a crisis. I'd like to thank my wife, my boys, Matt and Delon, for just being patient with me over the years and still being patient with me. I do cherish this. I'm so happy. Thank you so much. It means a lot. Rochelle, you mean a lot to me now. Your story is so heart-touching and so painful to you, I'm sure. But believe me, God has you in his prayers and he will protect you. I'm so encouraged by your strength to even tell your story. So thank you all. Thanks to everybody. Thank you, Donate Life Hollywood. We look forward to seeing all you guys on January 22nd in theaters when our next movie, My Brother's Keeper, will come out. We will keep trying to bring you guys uplifting and inspiring movies. And if you are not an organ donor, please, please sign up. Please consider it. If you don't want to sign up right now, please consider it. God bless you all. Thank you. So happy I was able to make it tonight. We'll talk to you all soon.
That was so incredibly special. Congratulations. My name's Tara Storch, and I'm here to present the DLH Inspire Award to a show that made a beautiful impact with an organ donation. Nova's Season 45, Episode 8, Transplanting Hope. This special episode showed a raw and real moment of a family who was asked to consider organ donation after the sudden death of their loved one. You see, I totally understand that. I'm part of the family who's been in that same position. In March of 2010, we were on our family spring break vacation in Colorado. It was me, my husband Todd, our children Taylor, Ryan, and Peyton, and we were having a wonderful time together on the slopes. But it was the very last run of the day when our oldest daughter, Taylor, slipped and hit a tree, and our entire world changed in that moment. She was rushed to the hospital. Well, everything was done to save her life, but we soon learned that our sweet girl would not recover. A woman from Donor Alliance, the organ procurement organization in Colorado, gently approached us and said something no parent is ever prepared to hear. And she said, "Taylor is a beautiful candidate for organ donation, and would you consider it?" And to be honest, we had never discussed organ donation in our family, not once. But we knew that it was exactly what Taylor would have wanted. She was such a giving child and always thinking of others. So we said a word that sparked life. We said yes. Taylor, our sweet 13-year-old, went on to save and improve the lives of 5 people with the gift of her heart, both kidneys, her pancreas, liver, and cornea. Taylor is truly outliving herself and leaving a lasting difference in the lives of others. You know, without donor families like ours, the gift of life would not be possible for those who desperately need a second chance of life. And tonight, we honor the producers of Transplanting Hope for showing us what no other television show, documentary, or film has ever captured so intimately: how a family like mine makes the decision to donate, and how a simple word of yes can transform the lives of others. Nova showed this beautifully by bringing Transplanting Hope to an American audience. Now let's see a clip from Nova's Transplanting Hope.
Goodbye, my son. Goodbye, Matthew. Goodbye, my son. Goodbye, my son. I will see you again, Matthew. I'll call you when we're done, okay? I'll see you again, Matthew. I love you, Matthew. Goodbye, Matthew. I love you, Matthew. I love you. I love you, Matthew. Okay, so we're going to go into the right.
Well, I'm excited to present the DLH Inspire Award. I'm sorry, I'm so touched. To Dr. Niobe Thompson and Rosvita Dransfeld. Dr. Thompson's here to accept the award on behalf of them both.
Thank you, Tara. It's very good of you to present this award to our team. And it was stories like yours that inspired me and the rest of the filmmakers on this team to go on this incredible journey that the film took us on. We made this film in Canada at Canada's busiest transplant hospital. And when we started the project, Canada's organ donation rates were quite low by the standards of other countries. And I felt, and Rosvita felt, that we wanted to do something about this. And with the help of the National Film Board of Canada and the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, we were given that opportunity. But when we started out as documentary filmmakers, we were aware that we were not the first to tell a story about organ donation. And so we asked ourselves how we could do this differently, how we could really touch audiences in a new way. And the answer was to try to capture a story like the story of Tara's family, as difficult as that would be. We decided it was really important to try to put our camera into the room and be a fly on the wall through that process of making the decision to donate an organ, to give the gift of life. And so that was the objective we set ourselves, not really knowing if we would accomplish it. I went into the hospital on a daily basis for 3 months before we brought our film crew, so that I knew how the hospital system worked. I knew how organs would move from donors to recipients. And so we had relationships with all of the surgeons, doctors, acute care specialists, nurses, administrators, everyone who would be important in getting us to the stories and introducing us to the characters. Finally, when we started to film, it took months to find the family that is at the heart of this film, the Babchishins, whose son Matthew died in the hospital of fentanyl poisoning. We met the Babchishins in the middle of the night, and they immediately pulled our film crew into the room with Matthew, this beautiful young man who was so healthy and in the prime of his life, was cut short at the age of 28. And Matthew's parents said to us, "You can explain what the film is about later, but right now we just want you to capture his story." We didn't leave the Babchishin side for 5 days until his final donation operation, and we followed those organs to other rooms in the operating wing where lives were saved. And it was an incredible thing to witness. We felt it was very important to show how that decision gets made, how difficult it is, what is at stake, and how transformative that the gift of life is to other people. So that's the central story in our film. And we're just so grateful that the Babchishins made the decision not only to donate Matthew's organs, but to say yes to our film so we could bring this story to audiences around the world. Once we made this film in Canada, we reached out to the team at Nova, WGBH, and they embraced our project and helped us bring it to an American audience. And because of that, not only has our film helped to make a difference to Canada's organ donation rate, it's helped to make a difference to America's organ donation rate. And I think that's just wonderful. So I'm very pleased to be accepting this award on behalf of all of the filmmakers, and I would again like to say thank you to all of the life-saving specialists and all of the families we worked with to make this film happen. Thank you very much, and really what a wonderful initiative this is, Tonya. Donate Life Hollywood is doing important work. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson, for your inspiring storytelling. Hi, I'm Judge Joanne Eyring from Wisconsin, and I'm a living kidney donor. When I learned my friend and colleague, Judge Derek Mosley, who we heard from earlier, needed a kidney, I wanted to help. Not knowing if I would be a match, I was eager to get tested. At the time, I knew very little about kidney transplants. All I knew for certain was that I wanted to help my friend. I was thrilled when I learned that I was a match. Given that opportunity to save a life, my friend's life was by far one of the most rewarding opportunities I have ever been given. Being a living donor is a very unique experience. Think about it, to be able to give an organ of yours to another living person, and in doing so, gives that person another chance to lead a full and healthy life. That feeling is priceless. People often call living donors heroes. However, I wasn't looking for any accolades or a superhero cape. All I wanted was to give a friend another chance at life, which is why I feel I was so fortunate to be a perfect match. And if I could, I would do it again in a heartbeat. Hollywood has started telling more and more living donation storylines with varying degrees of success. The Netflix comedy Grace and Frankie took it on in their episode The Tank and did it well. Grace and Frankie stars two legends of the acting world and of comedy, Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin. They play two women thrown together into an odd couple but much needed friendship. When Frankie's adopted son Bud is sought out by a long-lost cousin in need of a kidney, he steps up to give and starts to get used to the idea of being someone's hero. He starts to feel pretty great knowing that he could help someone else lead a full and healthy life. For the Grace and Frankie writers, Bud's willingness to donate his kidney was a subplot, but to the organ donation and transplant community, it was a powerful and positive message that living donors are indeed heroes. That is why we are honored to present The Tank with a DLH Inspire Award. Let's look at a clip of Grace and Frankie's episode, The Tank.
Hey, were you guys just talking about giving a kidney to someone?
Oh, no, you don't need one too, do you?
No. But that's really cool. Yeah, my sister was saved by an organ donor who died in a car accident. I've always wanted to thank him, but I can't. So how about I thank you, huh? Free tacos for you and your friends.
Oh, you don't have to do that.
It's the least I can do for a hero.
He called you a hero.
That is a first for me.
This Inspire Award goes to some real TV titans in the writing game. Grace and Frankie creators Marta Kaufman and Howard J. Morris, and with us tonight, the writer of The Tank, Alex Cavallero.
Thank you. I think I speak for Marta Kaufman, Howard Morris, and everyone at Grace and Frankie when I say thank you to Donut Life Hollywood, not just for this award, but for everything the organization is doing. When we first decided to do a story about a cousin that Bud's never met needing a kidney donation, we asked ourselves, what would our reaction be? We all had similar thoughts. First, we would panic, but after the panic subsided, we realized it would be something we would be proud to do. And the story became about the gift of giving. So when Bud's cousin finds a better donor, Bud is actually disappointed and says, usually a kidney is rejected after it's in you. In the end, Bud finds comfort that because he was willing to do it, just for a moment, he was that guy, the hero, willing to give someone else life for nothing in return. So many people here and associated with Donut Life Hollywood and Donut Life America are that person, not just for a moment, but forever. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Alex. One of my favorite storylines, actually, because it was a subplot, but it was so funny and hilarious, and we appreciate you taking on Living Donation. Now I get to announce our first place. Well, first I will say, I know that we had some technical difficulties at the top of the hour, and so the sound for the third place PSA winner didn't come through. You can watch all of the DLH Storyteller PSAs if you go to YouTube, go to the OneLegacy YouTube page, which is OneLegacy Inspires. There is a whole group, a playlist of the DLH storytellers. You will see all of them, and you can just scroll down to Will's and you will see the third place winner. But I get to announce our first place DLH storyteller, Brianna Pinedo, and she attends the Academy of Academic Excellence. This PSA has just a huge energy and an originality that made it the favorite of our judges. So let's watch the first place DLH Storyteller PSA.
So one night not so long ago, my mom said, "Don't you care about your future? You're going to go into student debt if you don't get a scholarship. And who wants student debt?" I quickly went on to find a scholarship when boom, Organs, a scholarship dedicated to debunking uber spooky myths about organ donations. Hello, let's talk about how celebrities get those fresh organs for us commoners. False! There's this thing called allocation that ensures organs are distributed not based on social status or net worth, but on medical need and policies that ensure fairness. They have to be on the waiting list, not the donor list, which is managed by the OPTN, which is managed by the UNOS. Did you know that if you're a donor and you end up in the hospital, the doctors and nurses will let you die? False! Again. Their jobs are to keep you alive, not pull the plug for the sake of organs. This isn't an episode of Black Mirror or Investigation Discovery. Until a donor unfortunately passes, as in dead or brain dead, no, they can't take a kidney into coma. A procurement coordinator will go to the family for the next step. No, it's not called harvesting, but procurement. Get your facts straight. I myself am a donor. Let what I have save a life. That's what they do here at the DLH. Save lives.
Excellent work. And now let's hear from the first place DLH Storyteller winner, Brianna Pinedo.
Hi, thank you so much to everyone at DLH for, let me just say thank you to all the judges who looked at my video and thought, yeah, that's the one. Thank you so much. And this money will help me in my pursuit of actually becoming a nurse and actually saving lives instead of making little 1-minute videos talking about saving lives. And thank you for Miss Myers who posted the scholarship for me to find. And yeah, thank you so much.
Now let's hear from Tom Moan, who is going to be the presenter for our next award winner, Kidding.
Thank you, Tanaya, and thank you, Brianna, for your wonderful Storytellers video. Good evening, I'm Tom Moan. I'm the CEO of OneLegacy, the organ procurement organization serving greater Southern California, Los Angeles area, including Hollywood. Donate Life Hollywood is an initiative of the OneLegacy Foundation, and we are proud to provide the sustaining financial support for DLH, with additional and vital support from our national DLH partners. Tonight, I'm here to present a 2020 DLH Inspire Award to Season 2 writers of Showtime's Kidding, starring Jim Carrey and created by Dave Holstein. Kidding revolves around the story of Jeff, AKA Mr. Pickles, as an iconic children's television and a beacon of kindness. When this beloved personality's family begins to break down, things drastically change. In Season 2, Kidding writers took a compassionate look at both deceased and living donation. Not only do we learn that Jeff's son was an organ donor after his tragic death, but we also see Mr. Pickles himself, Jim Carrey, choose to save the life of his ex-wife's new husband as a living kidney donor. Now, while deceased donation enables more than 80% of all transplants each year, and we are in our 10th year in this country of record-setting increases in deceased donors, less than 1% of those who pass away can actually be donors, and this opportunity is so rare. So it means the country needs more Mr. Pickles who choose to help save lives through living donation for their family members, friends, and sometimes complete strangers. And with kidney disease tripling over the last 20 years, the need for all of us to help our friends, neighbors, and family members to choose to register at their local DMV or at Donate Life America's registerme.org, so we too can give the gift of life. This simple decision makes giving the gift of life-saving donation so much more likely to happen successfully. And it gives families the gift of seeing their loved ones' generosity, caring, and humanity, and enabling them to see a light amidst their darkness. These individuals and families inspire us as they save the lives of people they don't know and may never even meet. The Season 2 writers captured the generosity of both deceased donation and living donation. And for that, they are winning a 2020 DLH Inspire Award. Now, let's see a clip from Season 2 of Kidding.
Okay, Mr. Pickles, I need you to breathe in through your nose. Can you count down from 10 for me?
10, 9.
By the way, my son really enjoyed your Christmas speech. I didn't much care for it.
3.
That's it. Breathe in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
How do I get back up?
2.
How do I get back up?
1.
How do I get back up?
See you at the bottom.
Tonight, we honor the creator and all of the talented writers from season 2 of Showtime's Kidding. Dave Holstein, Matthew Salzberg, Hilary Weissman-Graham, Noah Heidel, Roberto Benabib, Dylan Tanos, Joey Mazzarano, Jazz Waters, and Mike Dukabinovich. Dave, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Tom. Thank you very much to Donate Life Hollywood for recognizing our work tonight and the work of these other filmmakers. Your stories truly, truly inspired us to find humor, pathos, and catharsis as we built our second season around a backbone of several donation storylines. I remember sitting with Jim before season 2, and he asked how we were going to resolve the season 1 cliffhanger of his character hitting his romantic rival with a PT Cruiser. And I told him, you saved his life by donating a part of your liver. And while you're both under the knife, you share a dream musical. Then when you wake up, you get prescribed medical marijuana, and the two of you become best friends. And he said, well, obviously. Kidding was always an exercise in dramatizing the dark side and the light side of humanity, and dealt with a main character who, above all else, wished to inspire the kindness of strangers. So in that spirit, I wish to encourage everyone watching to become an organ donor and give the gift of life. If you're not currently a donor, I believe you can sign up at donatelife.net. And thank you very much for this honor.
And thank you and congratulations, Dave. Well, I get the pleasure of thanking you all on behalf of OneLegacy Foundation, our DLH partners, our incredible presenters whom I'm honored and humbled to have known and joined tonight. And on behalf of the DLH Storyteller winners, our amazing DLH Inspire Award winners, and all of you watching us live, we thank you. Be sure to check out Two Hearts in a theater near you starting October 16th. And you can download Middleton Christmas on iTunes October 28th. You can pre-order and register for a virtual talkback with the Middleton Christmas cast on accessdlh.org/Middleton Christmas. Again, thank you for being with us tonight to celebrate inspiring organ donation storylines. Together, we can harness the power of storytelling to save and heal lives. Good night.